Ya está. Gustavo Neri with AB Boxing News here. Brother Jimmy's here with the one and only La Quinceañera. 16 years old, as we call it in Mexico terms. Eddie Hearn, happy birthday. Yet again. How's everything treating you? How's life treating you at the moment?
I woke up very tired. I felt old today, but I had a couple of margaritas, and right now I feel very young. So we're just here. These guys have been working hard the last couple of days. Just in here now, and there's my Corona. Look, no, there's my Corona. Look, no, that's what we want. Yeah, needed, but just here now. We've got obviously Golovkin fighting tonight on the Zone. And gearing up now for a big night on July 27th in Dallas. A wonderful unification fight between Ruiz and Jose Ramirez.
I'm surprised Bob actually made this fight happen. In terms of political-wise, because, you know, you're one promoter,
I think it's a great look for Bob, you know. Obviously, he's talking now about Terence Crawford fighting Errol Spence. We've done Kroller, Lomachenko. We're looking to do Campbell, Lomachenko on ESPN. So when we made an offer the size we did to Jose Ramirez, and he wanted that fight, I think it was a good look for him to accept that, and it was also the right thing to do. So we have a great relationship with Top Rank and ESPN, and now we're delighted because on the Zone we have a huge fight. You know, we have a big unification fight between Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez, and it is a brilliant fight.
In terms of Bob Arum, I know that he wants to even the score because Maurice Hooker went on ESPN, Oklahoma, beat Cicero, devastating fashion, and I know that left a sour taste on Bob's, and he wants to even up with you. With that being said, winner of that fights winner of Taylor Prograis?
I think so. I mean, that night in Oklahoma was incredible. You know, we went up there, and it was our first fight with Maurice Hooker. You know, it was like, and it was just so sweet to win that fight, having lost the purse bid, and now, you know, we're in a situation where this fight is really like, it's not just Maurice Hooker against Jose Ramirez. It's DAZN, ESPN, Matchroom, Top Rank. So it's on the line for everybody, and that's what makes it exciting. We want the fights that give us that buzz, not just ones where, you know, like Les Pierre, no disrespect to Les Pierre, where Mo just turned up and knew he'd win the fight. He performs at his best when he is, you know, on edge. And he'll be on edge in this fight because it's a very tough fight.
Last week, I got to ask you about last week, Eddie, because I personally seen you backstage, and emotionally, I didn't want to confront you about it because it was more like I could imagine what was going through your mind from a business standpoint, emotional standpoint with the fighter. But now that we have maybe 1 week for you to reflect on it, can you say that, this is my theory, was that the best thing to happen in terms of a platform like the Zone? Because
you never want to lose a fight. I think, and once everybody got over the fact that we'd lost, it was like, wow, what a show. And the Zone were like, this has gone everywhere. You know, not only did it drive subscriptions, but the awareness that it raised for the Zone was incredible. So, but Anthony's a friend of mine, and I would have given all of that up to get the win, you know. But I'm good, you know, like backstage after the fight, I was at the press conference. At those moments, you just have to remember what it is, sport. So it's the money, it's the belts, but it's a sport. And you lost. And the way I've been raised and the way that I think Anthony's been raised is if you lose, you show respect to your opponent that's won, and you go away, you rebuild, you dust yourself down, and you go again. So that was our mindset. Monday, Tuesday this week were tough, and then now it's just the excitement of the rematch, you know, and trying to win the belts back.
The class, Joshua displayed a lot of class. Even when people were trying to,
some people were like, "Oh, he didn't look bothered." That's his mentality. He was devastated, but it was more like, you know, it was more the devastated, but respect. You won, and now I'm going to rebuild, and I'm going to come back and beat you. That's his mentality. It wasn't. Don't take that for that. I don't care. It was respect. It was humility. It was all the things that should be applauded.
In terms of this, I seen a couple interviews. Andy was saying about $50 million in order to fight in the UK. How realistic is those numbers, or is there, you know, is that a long?
Anyone that understands how boxing works knows that there's a lot of predetermined things when you go into a rematch clause. I'm not going to talk about the contract, but basically all we have to do now is let him know where the fight will be and when it will be, and everything else is taken care of. I thought, and from my mindset, is that this fight should take place in the UK. Joshua's like a sick individual where he's like, how good would it be to do it in that very ring where I lost? I'm like, yeah, but I said, I respect that, but we need to win this fight. So I don't know where it's going to be right now, but we're working on that. We've had offers from 5 different countries, you know, to stage this fight. This fight has turned into like the biggest fight in boxing. And it's mad, it's the first fight we've ever been in since he beat Klitschko where no one's talking about the one after. Normally, and you know, oh, Wilder, you're going to beat this guy easy. Now it's like, this is the only fight that matters. So we can't wait. I can't wait. I'm buzzing.
Give me 1 second. In terms of Andy Ruiz, he got a Snicker sponsorship. You know, what are some? Do you want to at least congratulate Andy Ruiz on the victory? And
listen, all the stuff, the panic attack, the sparring, it's all rubbish. The better man won on the night. I wish people would stop looking for excuses and start putting some respect on Andy Ruiz's name. He deserves it, you know. I said to Andy, I texted him on Sunday, I said, listen, if we were going to lose to anyone, I'm glad it was you. Because he's a lovely guy, you know. And he's a good fighter, you know. And by the way, if he beats Joshua in a rematch, he becomes like the biggest star of the sport. So it's going to be exciting.
I'm gonna tell you a personal story about that night. I had my own grandma and my whole family members in Mexico from a little town of nowhere. They said, we don't know Andy Ruiz, but he just beat Anthony Joshua for the heavyweight championship of the world. And to find out that noise was basically heard all around the world. Yeah. And one of the things about you is your mission is to turn fighters globally, international. I don't know if anybody asked you this, but is Andy Ruiz maybe one of your main priorities as a promoter to sign him to Matchroom? Is that being considered at the moment?
Not really. Like, my only priority is that Anthony Joshua wins this rematch. So, you know, if Andy wins, he's in a great position, and we'll see what happens. But AJ's my boy. My heart is with him. I want him to win a rematch so bad. I respect and I congratulate Andy Ruiz right now, and we'll see what happens.
You're leaving it open. Open words, right? Like you will be open to down the road. Okay.
He's got his own advisors. We'll see what happens, but all we're focused on now is the date, the venue for the rematch, and hopefully winning that rematch.
Tonight, another underdog, 13-1. Is the second time going to happen tonight?
For Steve Rose? I don't think so, but you know, the difference is obviously the heavyweight division. Now, Andy Ruiz, a lot of people overlooked him like he doesn't have a chance. He could punch, he has hand speed. I don't see anything that Rolls will do that will defeat Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin is a wonderful fighter, a great person. And you know, that's the narrative of this week is, will there be another upset of the garden? I don't think so.
You have been in America. Your mission is to bring boxing back to America. One thing that I wanted to speak to you about, it was about the culture. What are some things that you appreciate integrating yourself into the American culture? What are some things that you appreciate about the American culture?
Just putting on a good show, just giving value for money, making sure that the cards are stacked. Well, that's why last week was so bittersweet, because the card was perfect. You know, anyone that came in had value for money, and that's all we ever want to deliver, but we lost. So, but really stacking the cards, giving you entertainment from start to finish, giving you the hype, giving you great times, trying to make boxing cool again, sexy again. We're trying. It's going to take time, but last week was a big step in that direction.
As a Mexican tradition, when we celebrate someone's birthday and they're of legal age, we take a shot. Yes, so on behalf of AB Boxing News family, we would love to...
You don't need the lemon, no?
No, I don't drink lemon, but...
I'm from London. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Eddie.
Cheers, AB Boxing.
There you go. He's going to get his lemon. There you have it. Gustavo Neri, AB Boxing News. Happy birthday again, Eddie Hearn.
See you soon.
Oh, my man Eddie. Hold up, brother. Thank you.